Hey there, lovely viewers. Welcome back to this channel for your life, where we explore fascinating topics that can help you live your best life. Today, we're diving deep into the world of complaints and asking the question, do you always complain? But before we get started, here's an interesting fact for you. Did you know that on average, people complain about 15 to 30 times a day? That's a lot of complaining. But don't worry, because in this video, we're going to take a positive spin on things and explore how complaining can affect our lives, and more importantly, how we can change it for the better. So stick around and let's dive in. 1. It amplifies our negative emotions. One compelling reason why resorting to complaints may not be the most effective solution lies in its potential to amplify our negative emotions, a phenomenon well supported by real-life experiences. Consider the scenario of a stressful day at work. If we continually vent about our frustrations to colleagues or friends, we often find ourselves replaying and magnifying those negative feelings. This rumination can make the situation seem far more critical than it actually is, leading to heightened fear or anger. In fact, research in psychology has shown that repetitive complaining not only intensifies negative emotions, but also prolongs them. In a real-life context, think about a friend who consistently vents about their relationship issues. Over time, their complaints can perpetuate and even worsen their emotional turmoil, making it challenging to find resolution or happiness. Furthermore, complaining has the capacity to validate and magnify our emotions, rendering them more tangible and impactful in various aspects of life. For instance, in the realm of politics, when individuals continually complain about a particular issue, it can become a focal point for politicians and policymakers, leading to policy changes or public movements. This highlights how our actions and decisions can be significantly influenced by the exaggerated emotional responses cultivated through complaining. In essence, real-life examples illustrate the potential pitfalls of excessive complaining, urging us to seek more constructive ways to address our concerns and emotions. 2. It makes us less pleasant to be around. Indeed, it's perfectly normal for all of us to vent and complain occasionally. After all, it's a way to express our frustrations and seek support or validation. However, when complaining becomes a constant habit, it can take a toll on those around us. People generally prefer to engage in positive and uplifting conversations, and constant negativity can be exhausting and off-putting. Imagine being in a situation where someone in your life is always complaining. It can make conversations feel like a chore, making it difficult to enjoy each other's company. This can, over time, strain relationships and create an atmosphere of discomfort and unease. What's more, if we earn a reputation for being chronic complainers, it can have long-term consequences. Others may start avoiding us or become less willing to lend a listening ear because it feels like complaining is our default mode. This can, unfortunately, harm our relationships, making it challenging to foster meaningful connections with others. It can also result in a negative label that's hard to shake off, as people begin to associate us with constant negativity rather than a balanced and constructive outlook on life. In essence, while occasional venting and complaining are part of being human, it's crucial to strike a balance and recognize the impact our constant complaints can have on our relationships and overall well-being. 3. It stands in the way of forgiving and letting go. Complaining can indeed trap us in a cycle where it becomes challenging to move on from a situation. When we repeatedly talk about a problem or grievance, we inadvertently prevent ourselves from finding closure and emotional release. It's as if we're holding on to it, consciously or unconsciously, as ammunition for future complaints or discussions. Consequently, the impact of the situation lingers far longer than it should. However, the power of forgiveness and letting go cannot be overstated. When we make the conscious choice to forgive and release our grip on a situation, we not only free ourselves from the burden of constant complaint, but also reclaim the energy we had been expending on it. By doing so, we clear mental space for positive thoughts and experiences. On the flip side, if we choose not to forgive and let go, that issue remains in the back of our minds, casting a shadow over our daily lives. It continues to drain our mental and emotional resources, preventing us from fully engaging with the present and future. In essence, recognizing the link between constant complaining and our inability to let go underscores the importance of forgiveness and the transformative power it holds in our lives. By forgiving, we not only release ourselves from the shackles of perpetual complaint, but also regain the mental and emotional freedom to focus on what truly matters. 4. It makes us overreact. Absolutely, complaining often inadvertently validates a situation, elevating its perceived significance. When we complain, we're essentially acknowledging that something was amiss or hurtful. This acknowledgement can, in turn, inflate the situation in our minds, leading to an overreaction. For instance, we might start demanding restitution or pushing for change when, in reality, the issue may not be worth the time and effort. It's essential to discern between situations that genuinely warrant our attention and those that don't. Feeling empowered to make meaningful changes and take action is crucial, but it should be reserved for situations of genuine importance. Wasting our precious time and energy on trivial matters or situations that don't hold significant meaning can be counterproductive. In essence, by refraining from unnecessary complaints and carefully choosing where to direct our energy, we can ensure that our efforts are channeled into areas of our lives that truly matter, fostering personal growth and positive change where it's needed most. 5. It makes us focus on the negative. You've hit the nail on the head. Complaining tends to center our attention on the negative aspects of our lives. It's a natural consequence because we rarely find ourselves complaining about the positive aspects. While the occasional complaint is perfectly normal, when it evolves into a habit, it can shift our perspective, causing us to become more attuned to the negatives rather than the positives. As this habit ingrains itself, it becomes second nature to notice the downsides of a situation before recognizing any positives. This negative bias can even seep into otherwise positive events or occurrences, making it habitual to seek out and focus on the potential drawbacks. This skewed perspective can limit our ability to fully appreciate the good in our lives and can ultimately hinder our overall sense of well-being. Therefore, it's vital to be mindful of the balance between acknowledging the challenges and appreciating the positives. Cultivating a mindset that embraces gratitude and positivity can help counteract the tendency to overemphasize the negatives and lead to a more fulfilling and contented life. 6. It becomes a bad habit. You're absolutely right. Complaining can be an easy habit to acquire, often without us even realizing it. That's why it's crucial to be mindful of our words and strive for moderation in our complaints. The key is finding a healthy balance. It's perfectly acceptable to express our concerns or grievances when it's constructive or genuinely bothering us. However, it's equally important to avoid dwelling on the same topic throughout an entire conversation. By consciously steering away from excessive complaining, we can maintain more positive and enjoyable interactions with others. Additionally, alternative methods like journaling can be incredibly helpful for expressing negative emotions without burdening our conversations with complaints. Writing down our feelings in a journal allows us to process and release those emotions in a private and therapeutic way. In summary, complaining occasionally is a natural part of being human, but we must exercise caution to prevent it from becoming a harmful habit. By doing so, we can minimize its negative effects and cultivate a more positive and constructive approach to communication and life in general. Conclusion: remember that complaining is a normal part of being human, but it's essential to keep it in check. By shifting your focus to gratitude and taking on the complaint-free challenge, you can transform your life for the better. So I encourage you to give it a try and let us know in the comments how it's working for you. Thank you so much for joining us today on For Your Life. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And of course, don't forget to subscribe for more positive content that will empower you to live your best life. Until next time, stay grateful, stay positive, and keep smiling.